Vian sat in the car and drove away. It was her daily routine. She used to go to her bakery as she loved to bake. Vian, I came to my bakery and was engrossed in my work when my phone rang. A smile spread on my face seeing the caller ID. I picked the call. Junkook, hey butterfly, today I will pick you up, okay? And take care, he said softly. Vian, okay, she said, smiling brightly and cut the call. Vian Bakery was small yet cozy. She was happy to see a lots of old customers. She was engrossed in her work that she did not notice a gaze which was keenly looking at her, with a smirk on face. Soon, baby girl, he whispered and walked back. After finishing all her work, it was finally evening when Jungkook came and her cheek and back hugged her. Jungkook, how is my both babies doing? He asked, referring to their baby and Vian. Vian. Baby is upset because Dada is not giving us time. Jungkook, really? I am sorry, but I promise now my both babies will have my full attention. A week before they find out that Vian is 2 weeks pregnant, they both were very happy. Vian and Jungkook have an arranged marriage. Her parents died when she was child and her grandmother took care of her. But after Vian got married, she also died due to cancer. Though her grandmother filled every void place in her life, but somewhere she craved for parents' love. But after marrying Jungkook, his parents loved her so much, making her forget all her pain. Days started passing like that. Jungkook take care of her. He cooks for her, satisfies her craving. He always there for her when she need him. She still goes to bakery. Jungkook drop and pick her up. She is enjoying every bit of moment their life. She was now 4.5 months pregnant. It was just like another day she went to her bakery. Jungkook was feeling a little uneasy. Leaving her like that, he shrugged his thought, try not to think much. Jungkook, take care, okay? Today I won't be able to pick you up, but driver will drop you home. He said and kissed her forehead. She nodded and pecked his cheek lovingly. The person who was keeping an eye on her was controlling himself. He just want this little beauty all for himself. He want to feel it all again. And now seeing her small pregnant belly, he can't help but feel rage. She did not let him touch her, but is now pregnant with that bastard of husband child. Vian, I love baking especially for my family. With the help of my grandma, I was able to complete my course and open my own bakery. Whole day passes by that person kept his eye on her. It was evening but driver did not came. So she thought to take a cab and start walking. She was lost in her thoughts. As she was walking, suddenly someone grabbed her hand and turned her around. To see who it was, her face lost all the colors. Vian, Blaze, her lips started to tremble as she whispered, Blaze. Yes, my love, he said, sickly loving the effect he had on her even after years. Vian, leave my hand. She gathered some courage and started yelling, but no use. They were alone on the road. Blaze, you think anyone will hear you? He started laughing evilly. You see, kiddo, I waited so patiently all these years to touch you, but you got pregnant with some bastard child, he said with rage. Vian, he is my husband. Leave me. Blaze, you pretty little mouth started to talk so much. Let's see what else it can do. He started dragging her to the corner. She was yelling for help. Suddenly a light appeared. Help, she shouted with all her guts. The car stopped, and a man came out without thinking twice. He punched Blaze, who was holding her. How dare you to touch a woman like this? You punk, I will kill you. The man started punching like a madman, and Vine was shivering from fear. Blaze, kiddo, you will regret it. You think your husband will believe you? I will tell him how much tainted you are, and he will leave you. You have to come back to me. He whispered in rage, glaring at Vine, but his words were printed in her mind. Blaze ran away from there, and the man moved toward Vine and saw her shaken up form. Miss, let me drop you. It is not safe, he said, but a cab stopped, and Vine thanked him and immediately sat in the cab and left for her home. Vine was still thinking about his words. No one know about her past in her house. What if they will never accept her, if they come to know it? No, she can't let it happen. She wanted to create beautiful memories with her husband to live after knowing about her past. What if they won't accept her? She was not able to think clearly. She knew her husband will never leave her, but the past trauma did not let her think clearly. Jungkook, I came back from office and mom told me that Vine did not came home. I was feeling uneasy. I tried to call her, but her phone is a switch off. Then I called the driver. He told me that the car got punctured, so he is at the garage. I got more worried about. I was about to go out, but then doorbell ring. As soon as he heard the doorbell ring, he rushed toward it to open the door. A petrified Vine walked in. Her face was stained with dry tears, and eyes were puffy, and her wrist had brushes. Her hair was mess, and she lifted her gaze to see Jungkook. Jungkook, what happened? Who did this? He asked, taking her in his arms, and in return she just let out a sob. His mom and dad also came in the living room and were worried seeing her crying like that. Jungkook, why and don't cry? What happened? Tell me. I will set everything right. Calm down, baby. He talked to her in low voice, only for her to hear. After some time, she calmed down a little. Jungkook tried to lift her face, but she just whimpered and tightened her arms around him, hugging him like a koala. Jungkook, okay, let's go to our room. You should get freshen up so we can talk later. He told her. He stood up with her in his arms, carrying her toward their room. He was about to place her on bed, but she just clinged onto him, not wanting to let go, giving him her puppy teary eyes, asking him to stay. He understood it and said, Jungkook, butterfly, I am going to take your clothes. You are shivering. You may catch cold. I could be right back. Walking to the cupboard, he took out an oversized t-shirt to wear. He went back to her. She was staring at the ground. Tears continued to fall from her eyes. She was lost in her thought. He placed a hand over her head, to which she flinched badly and looked up at him with horror-filled eyes. Jungkook, it is me, butterfly. No need to be scared. He helped her to change her clothes and sat beside her. He softly placed his hand on her pump. He stroked it gently. She felt peace, forgetting everything which happened hour ago. She felt light-weighted again. He healed her a little like that, placing feathery kisses on her neck and shoulder. She breathed heavily, and he turned her around to his face. Jungkook, why and tell me now what happened? He asked in a utterly soft voice, making her melt, but she did not want it to reply, in fear of being judged. She was not understanding anything. Her mind was foggy with many questions. She did not want to lose the sweet family because of her past. Her fear was overpowering her sense, so to shut his question, she placed her lips on his. They broke the kiss, breathing heavily. Jungkook, butterfly, you can't distract me, but I don't want to force you to answer. She stepped in her place. She was cuff. Vine, it is not like that, she said in low voice. Jungkook, really? He asked, raising his eyebrow, but she just hugged him. Then the door banged and Jungkook went to open the door and saw his parents. They walked in and started questioning her. She smiled a little. She don't want to lose them. What if they will also judge her and feel disgusted with her and start hating her? She thought. Vine, please don't worry. There were some boys who were bullying me on the road, she said while looking at the floor, hoping they will believe in her. But Jungkook knew very well she was still hiding something. Mrs. June, it is our fault. We let you go alone. We are sorry, my child, she said, getting emotional and angry on herself. Vian, no mom, it is not your fault. It is just I feel free when I go to the bakery, but now I will take care of myself, she said, feeling guilty for lying or making them worried. They have their dinner and both went to sleep. Jungkook made his mind that he will make sure to find out what happened with Vian. His sleep was disturbed by the sound of whimpers and low sobbing. Jungkook, I turned it to see Vian was having a bad dream. She was defending herself from someone. Tears were leaking from closed eyes. It is me, no one will hurt you. Open your eyes, butterfly, he said, drawing circles on her hand, trying to calm her down, but her body started shaking. Vian, no, please forgive me, I want to. She screamed and woke up, her eyes met with a pair of worried eyes. He quickly cocooned her in his arms. He swore whoever hurt her, he will make sure regret his life. He hugged her tightly. Her body shook from violent sobs. He continued to whisper sweet things in her ear. Junkook, you okay? He asked. She nodded. After so many years, this nightmare again started to haunt her. She hugged him, closing her eyes. He placed his hand on her bump, caressing it softly, and they both drifted into their dreamland.